Hey, what's going on, guys? So I'm here to review My Mama Thought episodes 5 and 6. I'm gonna do, at least for the rest of the series, I'm gonna try to do 2 episodes at a time. Especially now they sort of settled into this mode of the episodes not being super long, so it's easier to recap and the videos won't have to be as long. There is plenty to dive into, but it's not an overwhelming amount when I'm doing 2 episodes. So I'm gonna try to not be as linear with this review just because I sort of want to look at it in a different way. I feel like with this drop, the main thing you'll notice is consequences and your environment. So, a lot of things you'll see with people when you're just sort of wondering, well, why do they do this? Why do they stay in this situation? Why do they do this? Why do they do that? Things of that nature. A lot of it is just because of the circumstances that they're in. The circumstances that they're in led them to do some things that for me and you would just seem wild. It may not even seem understandable, but for them, it's all that they can do. They're just trying to do the best that they can. And you see that a lot throughout these 2 episodes and the show as a whole. I also feel like the women in the show are really taking over the narrative, not in a bad way, but I just noticed that all of the female characters are sort of stepping up and getting bigger roles and there's more focus on them. I think I kind of figured out why the show is called that now. I'll get to it later, but yeah, there's a lot going on. I wanted to start out just sort of on the lower end, and I'll separate reviewing 5 and 6. 6, there isn't as much to go over, but there is some things definitely. So I wanted to touch on first that Darnell goes over to his friend Richie's house for dinner, and there's, I don't know if that's like his brother, but it's Richie, his parents, and another couple. And things sort of seem cool, like it's comfortable. I'll be honest, for me, I wouldn't really feel comfortable being in a situation where I'm the only black person at this table. And it's not just the racial element, it's also the class element. They're more upper class, well to do. I guess the father, either he's running or he is chief of police and he has grander goals, so it's not small potatoes here. So, and it's not to say that they would be that way, but there would be a worry that I may be looked down upon or treated a certain way. And when the dinner starts out, it feels cool. The vibes is cool, but over the course of the dinner, you just sort of feel that no, Darnell shouldn't be here. For one thing, the father is clearly racist. He keeps throwing out little jabs about where Darnell is from and how bad it is there. That's the first place he's gonna clean up when he moves up, and all of these things, like just very judgmental about the area. But Darnell comes from the area, which means, and Darnell comes off like a good dude, he's respectful, whatever. Maybe a little hood in this situation, but he doesn't. He's not. He's one of the good ones. That's what someone like him would say. But my whole thing with saying things like that is, well, he's not an anomaly. That's what you're basically trying to say when you say things like that, but he's just one of many. There's no one way of being black or being poor or whatever. Just everyone handles their situations differently. But Darnell's a good kid. The thing that really threw me off though was Darnell is always bringing up the fact that he's going to be an astronaut, and the older he gets in the show, the more and more he keeps getting disrespected for that. Them at the dinner basically mock him for wanting to do that. Like they think it's a joke.
I'm gonna be an astronaut.
It's kid.
Oh god, I love it.
It's not a joke for him, but that's the way that they're taking it, and it's just sort of hard to watch. But you keep seeing that throughout the show. He'll bring it up, and like no one's really taking it seriously. but it's his dream. That's what he wants to do. Now, in this scene, it did throw me off because one of the women there, not that guy's wife, but the other couple, the wife in that couple, she's sort of asking questions about what would you be studying you go to college, because there's certain things you need to study as an astronaut, just like as a computer engineer, you need to know a lot of math, like all of these things. Like there's a bunch of things that you need to learn to be able to do it. It's not just going to space camp, which is what Darnell is trying to do, and then you just go from there. There's a lot of things you have to study and be good at, and Darnell hasn't studied these things. So this has been your dream for so long. You seem like a smart kid. Why are you thrown off by these things that an astronaut would need to learn or study? And you're planning on going to college.
So you'll be studying aeronautical engineering?
what?
You're so funny. Are you preparing for your STEM?
What's the STEM?
Oh, okay. You know what? Enough school talk. I'm sure Darnell will get around to all of that.
Yeah,
Right?
I'm sure he will.
Why wouldn't you look into what major I should do that would help me be an astronaut? That the whole scene of that, I feel like it just existed to make him look bad. I don't want to judge the writing like that they were doing that on purpose, but that's the way it feels. It makes the Darnell character too dumb, and I feel like he's smarter than that. Then we see after they leave, because the wife invited Darnell's mom over there for dinner. She was like, that would be nice. In my head, I'm like, no, 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 not the mom, not who we have now. Do not invite her in a situation like this, because if they say something around her that's a sneaky disrespectful, something like that, it's gonna pop off. Just I wouldn't do it. But the father doesn't want that at all. He was all nice about it, and he was mad that she invited him.
The fuck was that?
What was what?
Inviting that nigger's mother into my house.
I was just trying to be nice.
You know I can't be seen around those kind of people. Don't you ever invite that kind of trash into my house again.
Grabbed up the wife, and then just super disrespectful. He thrown out the N-word, all of these things. Like he really is a piece of shit. But then you see her go to the kitchen, as she already has a bruise, and the other woman notices that, and then sort of you realize that that guy, her husband, is doing the same thing, but she's sort of excusing it all away. Just they have tough jobs, they got to blow off some steam, all of these things, because I guess like the husband, like Richie's father, who'll yoke her up every now and again, but there's no hitting or whatever. But with the other wife, she literally has bruises on her back, as she shows. So it's escalated over there. But that's the thing. It's just whatever you're doing in your head to try and explain it away, it's 9 times out of 10 going to get worse. They're not going to, because part of it is there's no consequence for their actions. They're doing things that they shouldn't be doing to you as a human being. You're excusing it away, so then you're just teaching them that they can keep doing it and get away with it. And it's not me trying to victim blame or anything like that, but I'm saying that the mind of these terrible people that abuse others, that's what they're thinking. That's what they're getting taught when there's no consequences for the stuff that they do. But I understand people stay in these situations for different reasons. It can be frustrating from the outside looking in, but oh man, like I didn't. It was also confusing because this comes out of left field. We don't really know Richie's family like that. We barely know Richie, but we're thrown into this. And something I will say about the show is that I feel they take their time to sort of give you the full picture of the characters they're gonna focus on. So it's never just a thing of we're just going to paint this person as the out and out bad guy, or you won't have any understanding of how they think. They don't really do it like that. They actually take their time to branch out and sort of give you a chance to extrapolate different things from these characters, which I appreciate that they actually take that time. They didn't have to. There's plenty of other big budget, high quality shows that don't do it as much as they do. So I appreciate that. But that's kind of it for them in this episode. That's why I wanted to jump on that. And I'm curious because we also see that Richie has aspirations to be a rapper. He doesn't want to tell his parents that because they don't understand. But he doesn't have the money to record demos and things like that. So he's thinking about robbing and selling drugs and all of these things. And he's going to Darnell to get help on these things. Now, I want to say, like, this thing with the show is everyone is they are not one dimensional. So in the same breath, he is a great friend to Darnell, and I appreciate that he's trying to put him on game when it comes to his girl and all of these things. But then he does stuff like this where it's like you keep going to him just because he's black and from a poor neighborhood, so you want to do criminal stuff. So let me keep going to him. Darnell don't. He's around that life, but he don't live it. Like, but because he's black and poor, I'll go to him for that. It's that type of stuff is just sort of foul. But that's basically where we leave that part of the plot. So we do learn more about in this episode about Shantae, the girlfriend, as well. So I'll say this here. I didn't realize it until episode 6, but because they bring it up. But she is the girl that Darnell was the bully that Darnell was dealing with when he was a kid. So they actually ended up being together and they stayed together for most of their lives, but they're going in separate directions. But I didn't realize that there's nothing in the script that said that. They probably did say her name in the earlier episodes, so I should have been able to put 2 and 2 together, but I did not remember. So that threw me off. Because I said in the earlier review, I don't think that that's the same girl, but it absolutely is. So they do some interesting like economic storytelling in terms of they will drop a character and it's going to happen again in episode 6, and then 3 episodes later they become important. But I like to call that economic storytelling. Just make the most out of the time you have. But you see that her mom may be sick. Not sure why, because even you start the episode with her, just sort of because we left with the cliffhanger of her with the dude cheating on Darnell, but then I guess that's a different night because like the room they come out of, that's where she was with him. So whatever. But we sort of see a window into her life. She trying to get money. She just really wants to get out. She just one of those that think of like Brittany Murphy in 8 Mile. She's literally that character. She's really ready to glom on to anyone that could be her ticket out. She wants to be a model just like Brittany Murphy in 8 Mile. And that could just lead her down a bad path, which it does. So we see that she does need money and she's trying to figure out how to get it. She wants to move on from Darnell, and you keep seeing that, and people keep saying that. People keep saying that to Darnell, but she won't just cut him off. And I would feel a certain way if it felt like she was really struggling with that. Like, I really do love him. It's just, I want to get out, da da da. But she will keep talking to him, talking about him like he's garbage, and clearly doesn't want to be with him, but she just won't say it. And so we need to talk, da da da. Just tell the man, just let it go so he can move on with his life. Really, if you want to pick it back up, like you're not sure if you're making the right decision there, he would take you back. Like he has no other options. He's not gonna go anywhere. But for now, just put the man out of his misery. But we see the struggle with her because then she's also trying to get something started with the other guy. That guy has a girlfriend, so he's getting tired of the whole we just smashing. But they're also when we see them, they're eating out in public, and come on, like there is just no hiding what you're doing to Darnell. You're not even trying to hide it. You just at the local food spot outside chilling with the man. Just how does Darnell not really understand this? I know some people just want to keep their head in the sand, but come on, but he's tired of it. So she's stressing out. She doesn't have money for the modeling thing. Her ticket out, and this athlete is walking out the window because like he's never gonna leave his girl. If he makes it seem like he's waiting on her to make the first move instead of in terms of dumping Darnell. But if you wanted to move on, you would have did that yourself. So whatever. He doesn't plan on doing it. She stressed out about that. Then she runs into Whitney or the teacher, Miss Garcia, who is a hoe now. So when I saw that, I was like, no. She needs money. They're gonna prey on her. This is gonna be so bad, so bad, and it just goes down beat for beat, like I'm saying. She sits down with them because they're at the spot eating. Flossie and a girl and Miss Garcia. That's another thing I did not realize. They introduced his sister right after the funeral for the father. Well, I guess that was the funeral just before. I don't know if they did a joint thing. Well, that'd be crazy since the father killed the uncle. But after the funeral, we met her just for one scene. Then you didn't see her anymore. That's the girl that keeps being with Flossie all the time. Da da da. That's his sister. So his sister, which we know she was struggling with money and stuff like that in that one scene, but she's her brother's right hand woman when it comes to pimping hoes. I get it. Circumstances lead to people doing wild things, but it just keeps getting more and more wild with these people. But they rope her in. One thing that threw me off was Flossie did make the analogy of you want to be an actress, you have an agent. He breaks down basically like what is the difference between an agent and a pimp.
Flossie? I'm sorry, I can't.
You can't what?
Everybody knows Flossie's a pimp.
But didn't you just say you wanted to be an actress?
Yes?
Do you have an agent?
Yeah, I do.
And what do?
They introduce me to people who can get me a job.
And then what?
I get the job, they take their 10% of my earnings, and then they get me another job.
And you think they ain't pimps?
They're taking a percentage, taking you to meet this person, that person, da da da. Which I get what he's saying. It's whatever. And he brings up the casting couch and all of that, but he says, give me an actor you would want to get into contact with. And she takes a while, like the girlfriend Shantae takes a while to say it. And when she does, I'm like, she gonna say something funny, like Denzel or something like that. He's like Roland Tower. And I'm sitting there, what? Why did y'all just make a fake name? I mean, maybe we're gonna meet Roland Tower at some point, but just throwing out that fake ass name. It's, with all of that waiting they were doing, I thought it was gonna be a legitimate actor of some kind, but it wasn't. She ends up getting roped in, like I said. They give her an advance so she can get new clothes. And that was another red flag for me because in my mind, you don't want to owe people where there's like in any sort of profession like this, like with a pimp, with an agent, with like with the record label giving advances. I wouldn't want advances for anything. You're gonna have to pay that back with interest. You'll end up regretting it most of the time. So I wouldn't want to do that either. But then she enters the oasis, as I like to call it. That's where we are. We see all of his women. They look like they're living it up or whatever. It throws me off because in episode 6, it implies that they're not doing great, but it looks like it. But looks can be deceiving. That's kind of where we leave that. But it's just circumstances lead people to do things they should not be doing. I highly doubt that this will go well, but we shall see. Then, for me, the meat of the episode kind of involves the mom and the daughter. So with Brandy and Nyla, I keep now I'm getting confused because they don't be having the names listed all over the place. Like I'm like, is it Lila or Nyla? Because it will sound different based depending on who's saying it. But I'll just say mom and sister, not just to throw things off right now. So we dig more into, because Larry proposes to the mom, and he's gonna move all of them into the house. The daughter is not happy with it. She's like, you only known him for 2 months. You can't trust this man. You keep bringing all these men in here, all of this, and of course the mom snaps, and she's knocking food everywhere. Like, what in the showgirls is this? Like, I hate it. I hate watching people spaz out and then they just ruin their own stuff. Like, you just threw your food all over the place. What good did I do for you?
He proposed. You guys, we're moving in with Larry.
What?
Yes.
You've only known him for a couple of months.
So?
Look, I don't say much about the revolving door that goes on around here, but you ain't ever been so stupid as to give up your welfare and Section 8.
Don't you ever call me stupid.
Mom, Nyla didn't mean that.
I put food in your mouth, a roof over your head when your daddy left us, and it ain't always been easy.
Daddy didn't leave us, he died.
However you want to say it, that nigga ain't here.
You want to be angry, whatever. It's the same thing as people who break up their own stuff when they're mad. Just, where's the logic to this? It's so damn stupid to me. But we keep seeing more and more implications that there's just something in between the mom and the daughter that we don't know. And Darnell's noticing it and he's trying to figure it out. But what you come to find out is that the daughter was caught sleeping with one of her men, one of the mom's men. The daughter said she was assaulted. The mom does not believe that. She never believed that. She just thought her daughter was being fast, blah, blah, blah. So that created a rift between them. Then you finally have a scene as things are going well, because Larry moves them in. They have a discussion about just everything what's going on between them. And then you learn that she just could not, the mother, she could not see anything other than her being a victim. Like, you did this to me. She could not fathom that her daughter was just a victim in it. She just knew her daughter was being fast and trying to take her man and all of these things. And the daughter is pleading with her to just, like, listen to me. Like, no, this happened. Why don't you believe me? So they get on good terms. I'm like, finally, we're turning the curve, blah, blah, blah. But then you see the daughter is getting texts from the guy whose name is Steve. She's getting texts from him. Just, they're cool. So they got caught just having sex. And then she just blamed it. Like, the mom was right, which drove me nuts. I'm like, come on, man. You too, the daughter too. Just, what is up with people and the choices they're making on the show? Makes it more soapy, more interesting. But it's just on a personal level. I was like, because I was thinking in my head what I was gonna say in the review about how this is why it's important to trust women, but it's trust and verify is what I always say. And I don't mean that to be disrespectful. It's if a woman is reporting an incident of assault, believe her. You believe her until you have a reason not to. You don't discount what she's saying or just sort of half believe it. Just throw all the blame on her as the victim. Listen to her. Actually take her seriously, and then you go from there. If you discover that it's not true, whatever, like just through listening and learning, that's one thing. But to just blow someone off or just immediately put them that, like, that's what I hate. But the mom was right. And it only gets worse from there. So you see that Larry is a cheater. He talked a good game about, I'm never gonna hurt your mom, and I'm happy about this, da da da. But it was all, he's a dirt dog. He's an old man, old creep man, bagging these younger women. He has the money to do it, and he basically got a kept woman in the mom, but he's still gonna creep around and do him. he gets caught by Darnell. So now it's, should he say anything? Like his girl is saying leave it alone, don't get involved. His sister is saying don't say anything, just, and I get it. Like it's always a difficult thing when you see something like that and you're the messenger, because now you get painted as the villain because you had to say what the situation is, and that always sucks. But I get it, as it's probably, like I always bring up, it's probably just always going around in his head, just sort of, I am the man of the house, I gotta protect mom, and he's always there for his mom, even though she be kicking his back in all the time and all of this. He finally does say it. He says he finally he tells mom that he saw it, and Larry just totally flips the script and turns away. He's like ha ha ha, doing that old man laugh that I hate and all of those things, and just joking around and being nice with them, blah blah blah. And then when all of the allegations come up, I mean, it's not allegations, he saw it, but when Darnell brings it up, so now he's just throwing the N-word around and
Thought you saw. I know what the fuck I saw.
This nigga stop smoking crack. He lying.
Leave it alone, Darnell.
What? But Mom.
Enough, nigga. Shit. Take you into my goddamn house when all these other niggas abandon you and your mama. And this how you repay me? Just come into my house and lie on me?
Larry, baby.
You believe this little bitch ass nigga?
No, I think he don't know what he saw.
You damn right you don't know what he saw.
just saying all sorts of foul stuff. Darnell brings up, like, I see the way you've been looking at my sister, which they never really highlighted that in the show. We weren't around all of them enough to see that, but we never saw it on screen. So that was a weird thing to throw out. I get why they did that in the story narrative, but they should have alluded to it a little bit before we saw it. And then he essentially makes the mom choose. It's your kid or you leave. And she chooses the man. So she chose her comfort and the new situation she has. Because I don't even think it's necessarily about the man. He's given her the security and comfort that she's wanted since everything went bad with her husband. So she doesn't want to lose that. But you see that all the time with people choosing their mate over their children. It's maybe not all the time, but far too often. And it's hard to see, but consequences, your environment, circumstances, I understand why she did it. I just was not happy with it at all. It was tough to watch, and like it was really chilling just because he's a completely different type of person that by the end of the episode. It's just kind of chilling. I'm just worried about what else is he gonna do, and I should be worried about that. But that's how they leave it at the end of episode 5. Darnell's out on his own. We don't know what's gonna happen to him.
He's not gonna do it again.
He not gonna do it again ain't good enough. Something need to be done about this before I do something about it. And I tell you for truth, you don't want me to do nothing about it.
All right, and moving on to episode 6, you see the fallout from everything that happened. Darnell goes to stay with Richie, which in my head I'm just thinking that it can't go well because we already heard the way the father is. So at a certain point, things are going to go left. But he has no choice, and he's just sort of, he gets a change of clothes because his stuff is still at the house. It just, he has nowhere to go, and he got kicked out immediately, so he didn't have a chance to get his things or anything like that. But like the sister is still supporting and things like that, doing the best that she can. We see that things are going good for Shantae, the girlfriend, just in terms of the money she's getting from what she's doing. And the mother is okaying it. She's just like, just don't forget, sex is sex, but don't let them use you, play you, da da da.
To people, you know what you gotta do. And if you gotta have a little sex, it's just sex. Okay? It's the one thing that you control. Don't let nobody pimp you out.
I won't know.
And it's stuff like this is just making my head hurt. It's just because it's not just people making questionable decisions. It's, you can see that the people around them are making it worse. You have a bunch of people putting negative thoughts and not really putting them on the reels. So when the show started, you would have these role models in the uncle and the father, and they both had their negative traits, just like everyone else on the show, except for Darnell, really. But they were positive influence on Darnell in terms of how he should be as a man, trying to put him on the right path, trying to make him strong on one side, but also just thinking the right way, thinking clearly, moving with your faith, moving logically, just all of these things. And then now you keep seeing these influences that are just terrible, and it's going to create worse people as a result. My main fear is that Darnell is going to eventually go down the wrong path, because you keep seeing a clip in the intro of, it looks like Richie is giving Darnell a gun. So I feel like the whole "we should rob someone" thing, which is something they said in episode 5. I want to rob someone to get some money, or I want to move some weight. But like, I feel like he's going to get involved in something bad because of him. So that's just another bad influence. But yeah, so like the mom is cool with it. She's getting a little bit of money, and she knows about stringing Darnell along. So she's like, just dead that, stop it. But she won't do it. We catch up with Flossie P. They're implying that Shantae is doing good, but overall the money isn't coming in the way they would like. You see this old broke down Biggie and Puffy looking dudes scoping it out, but they're dealers. They want to get Flossie P back into the business because he was a good earner, blah blah blah. And also the fake looking like old shriveled up Diddy dude, he is clearly gay. And when I first saw it,
elevate his game.
I've been trying to bring him back quite a few times, but you're not down with that.
Offer him a discount.
I tried to put the thought back in my head because I'm thinking, just I'm buying in the stereotype just because he feels a little bit flamboyant. That's not right. But then it's just clear. No, the dude is gay. He wants some of Flossie P. I don't know where that's gonna go, or they just trying to be funny or whatever. But the guy gives him an offer he can't refuse, type of thing. But it's like 5 keys with 100,000 for 100,000, which is a huge deal. The sister, who, like I said, I didn't realize that was his sister the whole time, but she's not with it. It just keeps frying my brain that they keep acting like pimping is the legit job. I know that it's way safer than dealing drugs and all of those things, but it's still illegal activity. It's still, he could still end up going to jail. Y'all could lose all of this. Something bad could happen to the girls. That could fall on you. Just all of these things. But they just keep looking at it like the drugs is the bad thing. Pimping, that's the good thing. Let's stay above board. You're still below board. It's just different levels to this. But Flossie doesn't listen to her sister because his sister does not want him to get back into that. She doesn't want to lose her brother. She feels it's a bad idea. He's saying just one big score, then we're gonna be out of it. And you know, if you've watched movies or TV shows at any point in your life, you know that if someone is talking about one last anything, it ain't gonna be the one last thing, or if it is, it's because of consequences. It's not because all right, I did this one last deal and then I'm out. No, someone took you out. That's probably the only way you got out. But that's where we're going with that story. We see a little bit of Shantae doing what she needs to do and blowing Darnell off and all that. Eventually, she does run into Darnell, and she looks completely different. She hasn't been at school, which is another thing. Like, the mom is cool with her not going to school. Just all of these things. Wow. But it's throwing Darnell and Richie off because they haven't seen her looking like that. But again, she's like, we need to talk, da da da. Darnell's trying to go to space camp. He wants to bring her. Then he's like, if I could get the money from Larry or whatever, then could we could we start this? Could you come with me? And again, she's like, you get the money, we'll talk. You don't want to be with him. Just say that. It drives me nuts that they keep dragging out this part of the story. And when I say he will go and get back from Larry, so what happened in the story is that eventually, because Darnell doesn't keep staying with Richie and like in his house after a week, because he comes home one time and the father's saying a whole bunch of racist things and he's mad that this black boy is staying in his house. Everything that you would assume from the prior episode.
A few fucking days ago, son. It's been over a week. I want that nigger out of my house.
Dad, where else is he gonna go?
I don't give a fuck. Okay, there's some decent shelters out there. Tell him to go find one of those.
You said he was a good kid.
Yeah.
That's what happens here. So what happens is he ends up going back to the house just to get a change of clothes at one point, and the mom sees it. It's like, you can't be here, da da da. She tells him, we always keep the back door open of the car, or she said she would. Either way, he doesn't end up staying in there overnight. But Larry, he knows, so he goes out there and he breaks down his philosophy on sex, essentially.
You lost your daddy too soon.
What?
Look here. You got a problem with a man, you go to that man and work it out. You don't do a bitch-ass move and expose him in front of everybody.
That's my mom.
Yeah, she's your mom. And I'm about to teach you what your daddy should have taught you. Do you know the definition of sex?
Yeah, it's a fuck.
Fucking shit for brains. It means to separate.
What?
Look here. You go to a club, you see these two fine bitches. One of them agrees to give your dumb ass some pussy. Do you fuck her?
Yeah, I'm not gay.
Yeah, good. You go back the next night. Same two bitches. Which one do you fuck?
One I didn't fuck.
Exactly. Because that's the nature of man. To fuck. We want to fuck as many bitches as we can, especially if they fine. But because we have tried to refine nature, we done fucked up the whole ecosystem.
So what does that mean?
It means a man just want to fuck. I fuck another woman, it's sex. I move on, fuck another one. But it doesn't separate the love I have for your mother. Now, you're going to learn as a man that a man always comes home to that love. You feel me?
No one's ever put it to me like that before.
That's because your daddy died too soon, but I'm man enough to pick up where he left off. Now, you want to move back into the crib? Huh?
Yeah, it is kind of cold out.
Oh, goddamn it. Boy, say what you want. Be a man. You want to move back in or not?
Yeah, I want to move back in.
All right. On Peachtree. What you see? Yeah, exactly. You ain't seen a goddamn thing.
And I'll just play the clip to explain all of it, but I will just say that it's sad to watch, just because a lot of men really believe this, that women exist to be conquered. You don't need to be, and if you cheat on your girl, that doesn't mean that the love isn't there for that girl. It's just, this is what men need to do. This is what we're built for it. And it's just that shit is disgusting me. I don't get down with that. I do not get down with cheating at all. Weak men cheat. There's always men cheat. Weak men cheat. There just happens to be way too many weak men out there. Just, if the box is out there, it's available, they're gonna take it. And there's just too many men out there like that. And he's putting Darnell on game, but just in that negative, shitty headspace. And it sucks to watch. I don't think Darnell will fall down that path, but Flossie has said that to him, like, don't trust a woman. He's seeing this, like, he's getting more of those influences and less of his father and uncle. So that's why, again, I'm hoping things won't send him down the wrong path. But Darnell agrees, like, he comes back in, like, he finally asks, like, can I come back in? He cleans it up for Larry, just saying, I thought it was Larry, it was someone else. So he gets him out of the woods, and he sees him even with another woman later, and he just like I don't see nothing. And it's just covering for this man, and it's just terrible. But the end of the episode, that's where the real meat is. So the mom comes home. She like the daughter's phone is just left unattended. She figures out the code to go in there, and immediately she sees text from the guy Steve. Just they're talking about just being together, all of these things. So she finds out, yeah, she was lying. Then she goes to the other room because clearly she's home, but where is she? She's smashing Larry. And we saw it earlier in the episode that they are doing that. Like the mom will get out of the house and Larry's like, yeah, she's out of the house now. So, but I don't want to fault her for first of all, I don't know how old the daughter is supposed to be. I would assume she's like 14, 15 doing all of this. And this is grown ass men taking advantage of her. I know this stuff happens. It's just, and that's not even talked about. Like the illegal, massively illegal part of it. But it's just what it's doing, like the sleeping with my man element. That's what's more important. But I'm just like, these men, this is disgusting. They're just gonna keep getting away with this the way it's being dealt with. But the mom goes and she has a breakdown over it. Darnell comes home. He catches Larry and the daughter leaving the room. She immediately tries to blame it on assault again on Larry. It's just that just shows how immature and just not. She shouldn't be doing any of this. She's not. She's too young for all of this. She's not ready for this sort of thing that she's getting involved in. So the fact that she just keeps running to that anytime she gets caught is insane. The mom comes out, then a big melee happens. He's like Larry is choking up Darnell because Darnell tried to boss up, but he a little string bean. He can't do it. The mom defends him, hits him with a rock, something like that. So my man takes out a blickies and busts off a shot, just like get up, all y'all get out of here. I was like, damn, did that escalate? I was worried that he was gonna end up the Larry, the older guy. I was worried that he was gonna end up dying in the scene, just falling down, because that basically is at the top of a staircase. So I was worrying that he was gonna fall down and die, and that was like it was gonna make things worse for them. But they get kicked out. Now they're homeless.
Nyla? What the fuck is going on here?
Darnell, he was raping me.
What? Man, where the fuck you going? Touch my fucking sister! Come here, man! Kill him!
Stop! Larry, please stop! You're choking her! Come here! Are you okay? Baby, are you okay? Get up! Get up! Come on! Come on! Get up! Come on!
Mom, he was raping me.
Oh, you motherfuckers. Get the fuck out of my house!
And she goes right back to being the mom we saw after the father was dead. Like she got the head wrap on. I believe she did, or at least her hair wasn't looking like it's been over the past episode. I'll say that. And got smoking a cigarette and all that. Just back to just being angry and hood. I wish there was more subtlety to the way she played the character, because it's like if she's in one situation, she will act one way. She'll act another way in a different. I know people are like that, but it's. I would just like to feel like more smoothness in the transitions and the way the character deals with things. But it all comes out to Darnell. Just the daughter was sleeping with Steve. They had a baby. She did not keep the baby. Sleeping with Larry. He already knows now just all of this. He just found out his sister is out there living foul. I can't even imagine. And then at the end, you see Darnell's like, one day when I become an astronaut, I'm gonna fix all this. And even me that wants him to keep fighting for his dreams and all of these things, I just wanted to be like, shut up with the astronaut shit. Shut up. No one wants to hear that right now. And because they're homeless, they had to use the money that he won to go to space camp just to have a place to stay. So he's not even gonna be able to go to camp. And that'll probably lead to him even wanting to be down with the robbery with the best friend to get money so he could continue his dream. But that ain't the way to do it. But they're back at rock bottom. Seem to be good. I understand a lot of what people are going through. It's a lot of it just having to do with the situation that they're in. They're acting out and doing things that aren't smart, and I don't mean to give excuses, because you're doing wrong. But they did a good job of explaining this is why they're doing it, even if you may think it's dumb, and a lot of it is, or just foul, whatever. You know where it's coming from, so it's the writing is still there. I felt like visually these episodes were a little rougher. I'm wondering like if it's my TV, but I'm watching on the TV I normally watch it on. There's some instances where the video didn't look as good, and I didn't know what was going on with that, or maybe it's a Tubi thing. I don't know, but that was episode 5 and 6. That's where we're at. I was able to cover both pretty easily, and I think the next episode is more like the length of a regular TV episode, like around 40 minutes. So they're not making it like damn near films anymore. They're making it like the length of actual episodes, so it's easier to get through. Now it's fine either way, but it makes it easier if I want to do 2 at once. But you guys let me know what you're thinking of this show. It's just right now I'm just sort of recording and putting it out, but I'm not hearing back from anyone else. So I don't know if anyone else is enjoying the show or anything like that the way I am, but I am definitely enjoying it. But thanks for listening, everyone. Bye for now.
I walk around knowing I got it, my G. 18 years old and these bars are so fleek. This shit just flows, y'all can't compete. Tearing up these rappers like they fucking fresh meat.